Ain't got no jurisdiction. Islamism. Let's go. Islam. 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 Only God can judge me, and ain't no man I'm fearing. These cases getting dismissed, so it ain't no interference. They know I'm a sovereign every time I'm appearing. They know I'm a problem to the whole legal system. I made a special appearance. They ain't never seen nothing like me. I got a passport clearance. My status got corrected, not every case disappearing. I challenge subject matter when I came to the hearing. I'm case dismissing. Fell off for a quick second, now I'm back on my mission. Enforcing the Constitution, now all these cops opposition. I'm playing my position. I'm a living legend, I just hope my son can listen. There's no competition, I got Larry vision to protect our community, regain our sovereignty, but it's gonna take some unity. Free the political prisoners, grant all of them immunity. They locked all of the real leaders who stood up and influenced me. They had plans to ruin me, but I overcame that. I done reincarnated back from my ancestors who came back. This slavery and this oppression, no more stress, and I changed that. I'm bringing back that Larry love, and I'm starting off with a gang's at. Only God can judge me, and ain't no man I'm fearing. These cases getting dismissed, so it ain't no interference. They know I'm a sovereign every time I'm appearing. They know I'm a problem to the whole legal system. Only God can judge me, and ain't no man I'm fearing. These cases getting dismissed, so it ain't no interference. They know I'm a sovereign every time I'm appearing. They know I'm a problem to the whole legal system. If the feds listening, let them know they ain't got no jurisdiction. I'm the one that got it poppin' when it all rotted. Even when the love departed, I stay pure-hearted. I was the one that stayed solid when it all started. When I'm in the booth spittin', I can hear Saint talking. I hear my higher self telling me to say my grace, but I look into their soul when we face to face. I see the hate in their eyes, they wanna switch my place. My two eyes so blinded, so I walk in faith. Instead of choosing love, while my people rather hate. I come from the mud, where it all can escalate. Even low to the ground, I can elevate. My pockets gaining pounds, now I'm a real heavyweight.
Just beat another case, no longer do I chase things that can be replaced. Now they all acting fake. Of their own medicine, I let them all get a taste.
But the real lesson is learn from my own mistakes. See, my purpose is upliftment for a fallen race. My lifestyle different, now I can talk to Chase. God must be forgiven how I won this race. Started in the last place, now's a fast break. See, I'm feeling like Kobe, something changes my trophy. Same ones that hate me be the same ones that know me. Now I believe what I see, you just gotta show me. Talk to my lower self, I said you can't control me.
Islam. If the feds listening, let them know they ain't got no jurisdiction. Islamism.
Secret investigations, mass incarceration, COINTEL operations, this for the nation. Got new information, dismissing all your cases, no matter what you facing, this for the nation. Going back to the basics, real street motivation, real more stay patient, this for the nation. Feds on like a Mason, but nah, I ain't no Mason. Nationality proclamation, this for the nation. Yeah, Asiatic, not Asian. I remember the relation. I ain't never ducking out the casing. Remove the case location. Don't say nothing at the station. Don't volunteer information. Got stripes like a Dalmatian. It's no amalgamation with the European pale nation. I ain't doing no clout chasing, but I'm still pushing this piece. Overcoming my Lord self every day. I'm crushing this beast. I was really raised over east, standing on my square while my body facing the east. Couldn't walk in my sneaks. Try to follow my footprints. Drew Ali got the blueprint. Divine movement. I don't care what your 2 cents. What I had to do to pay rent. Post it up on the pavement. Secret investigations, mass incarceration, COINTEL operations, this for the nation. Got new information, dismissing all your cases, no matter what you facing, this for the nation. Going back to the basics, real street motivation, real more stay patient, this for the nation. Feds on like a Mason, but nah, I ain't no Mason. Nationality proclamation, this for the nation.
If the feds are listening, let them know they ain't got no jurisdiction. The feds are listening, let them know they ain't got no jurisdiction. Islamism. Hey, Islam. Allah, Allah. All praise to Allah.
I'm counting all my blessings, Allah's my protection. Donald Trump in office, but I ain't vote for that election. Study self for perfection, Quran is my weapon. I leave my footprints, now they know how I'm stepping. Challenge jurisdiction, tell them challenge jurisdiction. Post-trial motions, tell them challenge that conviction. Special appearance, pay the court a special visit. Warrantless arrest, you got a motion to dismiss it. The Constitution missing, it's time to bring it back. That habeas corpus, that can bring your homie back. That Dred Scott case proves that slavery is black. And victimless crimes come from artificial facts. Without you, la la la. I stand up for my rights cause I know my life protected by the Constitution. I know the Bill of Rights and slavery that exists in every institution. How you take the oath then violate it, the judge and the prosecution. Why you take the power from the people just to turn around really and abuse it. You let the people down, now it's about that time that we start a revolution. The people ready for a change, all of this pain gonna start a movement. You tried to vaccinate the nation, got some information, then you misused it. You gave us the fake news, then you dumb us down with the rap music. You took away our crown, then made the females rap prostitution. We need unity in the nation if we really want a solution. We need to choose love over hate so we can make a better conclusion. The government trying to kill us with the fake food and pollution. The freedom don't come free, they'll take the key, throw you in a prison. They'll break up the family cause the plan is the father missing. They want our nation in poverty and working hard in the kitchen. We gotta take our power back and reclaim our position. I stand up for my rights cause I know my life protected by the Constitution. I know the Bill of Rights and slavery that exists in every institution. How you take the oath then violate it, the judge and the prosecution. Why you take the power from the people just to turn around really and abuse it.
If the feds listen, let them know they ain't got no jurisdiction. Islamism.
Islam, Islam, Islam. We live on the 5, Islam. Peace and love. Sunday school is in session. Grand Sheik is now presiding. All praises to Allah. All honors to the noble prophet, Drew Ali. All honors to his forerunner, Marcus Garvey. All praises to the Most High and to the Moorish Science Temple of America and to the Moors, to the Moorish nation, Islam, Assalamu alaikum, Ashe, wherever your greeting might be, no disrespect, Islam, but let's open up the floor. You can just sit about that, thank you. Islam, drop a one in the chat if you can hear me. If you can hear me out there, let me know if you can hear me. Islam, Ahmad, Muhammad, I see you, Mo. I see you, Mo. They trying to block the comments, but I'm still coming. Joy Tay is love. It's love to all the Moors. I'm live on the Facebook. I'm live on the YouTube. And for the first time in a long time, I'm live on the Instagram. It's love. Conrad James, I see you, boy. It's love Mezza. What's up, my boy? Fernando NL. It's love, Fernando. Fernando Ill. It's love. Welcome to Sunday School. The Moorish Sunday School. Hosted by the Grand Sheik, Islam. If you haven't visited Conscious College, take a visit. Go visit Conscious College, Islam. Have your Black's Law dictionaries ready, Islam. Get ready to see my screen. I'm screen sharing on Facebook and YouTube, Islam. So if Instagram world, if you want to see the screen share, you come over to Facebook and YouTube. Islam. Let me cut on the air. It's a little hot in here. Wait 1 second. Because I'm stammering already. I don't got to cook. Islam. Sunday school is under effect. First of all, let's activate the Circle 7 Quran. Can we get that activated? Islam. All praises to Allah. We got a lot to talk about today. Islam, we got to talk about reclaiming our lost estate. We got to talk about reestablishing our sovereignty on the land of North America as the indigenous people of the land. Let's talk about it. We got some things to talk about. I want to activate that Circle 7 Quran and get that activated first and foremost, if I can. And I believe I can. I have the authority to do so because I'm in possession. Anybody that possesses the Circle 7 Quran can activate the Circle 7 Quran at any time. The Circle 7 Quran is our spiritual and divine laws. All law comes from divine law. So that's why I love to start with the divine law first, because we need to know the hierarchy of laws. First of all, it's God's law, and that's what we call natural law in law. So when we talking about law and sovereignty and reestablishing something, we talking about our birthrights. Islam, we talking about the birthrights. Islam. And we must reclaim our birthrights. I'm going to start us off. We're going to go into the Circle 7 Quran. If you got a copy of one, whip one out. I'm going to screen share that too as well for the Moors. That's screen sharing. Let's see what's going on here. Let me pull it up. Give me a second. We're going to go into chapter 43, Holy Instructions, Insufficiency of Knowledge. Because there's a lot of insufficiency going on. Still ain't came on yet. This love. We're going to go right in this Circle 7 Quran. We're going to pull up the insufficiency of knowledge. Chapter 43. Joe Tay say chapter 42-3. Islam. We in chapter 43. We're going to go right in. Morris, I need help with taxes. Can you help me? Yes, indeed, I can help you in the Instagram land. We can help with taxes. First of all, you got to get your spirit right. We're going to start there with the divine law, because if you don't know who's the true sovereign, which is Father God, Allah, the Most High, then truly you don't have a foundation to challenge taxes. Islam, this comes out the Holy Bible. When they asked Jesus, should I pay taxes? And what did Jesus tell them? He said, let me see what you're going to pay taxes in. He said, this got Caesar's face on it. This got Caesar's face on it. So what you going to pay taxes in? The Federal Reserve note that got Caesar's face on it? That got dead presidents on it. Islam? That got dead presidents on it. We not paying no taxes with dead presidents. Islam. Let's read the holy instructions from the prophet. The insufficiency of knowledge. See, that's the problem, is that they are putting jurisdiction over us. They making claims against our state, administering us as trust property, because we have an insufficiency of knowledge. That means that we don't have the sufficient knowledge that we need. Now, this goes back to when a prophet spoke on religious controversy. When he spoke on religious controversy, he was speaking on the fact that most of us have college degrees, but we have been trained only to jump through a hoop. We have not been trained with the sufficient knowledge. So when they give you a cap and gown at graduation, you think you graduated into knowledge, and you haven't graduated into knowledge. You just graduated into being trained to work a job, which is not a bad thing. I'm not trying to slander anybody with college degrees, but I'm speaking on the message, religious controversy from the prophet. And that's what the message is, and it has to be known to the masses that we have an insufficiency of knowledge. See, the real tassel is on this fez. This the real tassel. They put a tassel on your cap and gown, but you still have an insufficiency of knowledge. Islam. So the real meaning of the tassel, you don't even know why you're wearing a tassel. The tassel represents the first school, which is from the womb of the mother, which is the umbilical cord. Islam, which school is from the womb to the tomb. Talk about a grand sheik. So let's read this chapter briefly. Islam, kick off this Sunday school. I appreciate everybody. All honest to everybody that's in here too. We're going to go over some deep topics today. We're going to go in. Islam, Instagram land, y'all want to come over to the Facebook and the YouTube, you can screen share with me. So I'm going to read this. It says, if there is anything lovely, if there is anything desirable, if there is anything within the reach of man that is worthy of praise, is it not knowledge? And yet, who is it that attaineth it? The statesman proclaiming that he have it. the rule of the people claimeth the praise of it. Let me zoom in a little bit too. But findeth the subject that he possesseth it. Evil is not a requisite to man, neither can vice be necessary to be tolerated. Yet how many evils are permitted by the connivance of the laws? How many crimes are committed by the decree of the council? But be wise, O ruler, and learn, O thou that art to command the nations. One crime authorized by thee is worse than the escape of 10 from punishment. Islam, the prophet gives us instructions on the insufficiency of knowledge and the dangers of having insufficiency of knowledge. It's dangerous to not have knowledge, because when you are being ruled by people who claim they got the knowledge and you have an insufficiency of knowledge, then they have power over you to commit crimes that you're not aware of. And by them committing crimes that we're not aware of, they oppressing us. Islam, let's continue reading. It says, verse 5, when the people are numerous, when thy sons increase about thy table, sendest them thou not out to slay the innocent, and to fall before the sword of him whom they have offended not. If the objects of thy desire demanding the lives of 1,000, sayest thou not, I will have it. Surely thou forgettest that he who created thee created also these, and that their blood is as rich as thine. Thou who flattereth with false hopes the criminal, that he may confess his guilt, art not thou unto him a criminal? Or art thou guiltless because he cannot punish it? When thou commandest to torture him who is but suspected of ill, thereof thou to remember that thou mayest rack the innocent. Is thy purpose answered by the event? Is thy soul satisfied with his confession? Pain will enforce him to say what is not, as easy as what is. And anguish have caused innocence to accuse herself. Islam, let's talk about a grand Sheik, because see, this is the divine law. Now, just because we being tortured, just because we go in these court systems, just because these people are oppressing us and putting us under the color of law and using artificial jurisdiction over us, do that not make them a criminal? That's what the Quran is posing to the public, to the nations of the earth. It's saying that, listen, just because you put anguish and pain on a person doesn't mean they're guilty. And when you commanded to torture people because of, you might feel like this a society of guilty people who criminals, like they look at us like, for instance, what I'm trying to say is, they look at us, our people, as criminals. And they feel like the laws that they put on us is justified. But it's not justified. It is people who do need laws on them. But that's not everybody. See, we got to go back to civil little mortals being dead in the eyes of the law. Because, see, when you have rights, then it's a due process of law that every man must follow, and it starts with an injured party. So if there's no injury, there's no crimes. So the problem is that these people who suspect us of crime have made suspicion the law. Just because they suspect us of crime, they make that a law. Islam, but that's not a law. You can't suspect a man of crime. The Holy Quran says, suspect no man of evil until thou seest. So If the crime hasn't been committed with an injured party, it's no crime. So they racking up the innocent with the guilty. That's what this Quran is saying. Islam, let's continue reading. Verse 12 says, "O blindness to all truth, O insufficience, O insufficience of the wisdom of the wise. No, when thy judge shall bid thee account for this, thou shalt wish 10,000 guilty to have gone free, than rather one innocent to stand forth against thee. Insufficient as thou art to the maintenance of justice, how shalt thou arrive at the knowledge of truth? How shalt thou ascend to the footstep of her throne?" It's posing a question. The Quran posing us a question. It says that if you insufficient to the maintenance of justice, how can you have knowledge of the truth? You have no knowledge of truth because you insufficient of justice. See, justice go with truth. If you don't know what justice is, then how you know when you've been abused? How you know when you're going through injustice? How do you know? How do you really know if you don't know your rights? If you don't have knowledge of birthrights, how you know when your rights been violated? See, this is something we got to get inside our spirit. We got to get this as a foundation. This is what we have to build upon, these divine laws. You can't just come out here and quoting laws and trying to challenge jurisdiction and your spirit ain't in this. You have to have the spirit of law to know, first of all, it's injustice. It's morally wrong. And that's the truth. And I'm going to stand on truth, and I have confidence in truth. Islam, because I have knowledge, the sufficient knowledge of truth. But then you got to have the sufficient knowledge to know how to stand on it correctly. Right? Now this is the equitable maxims. This where all law derived from. Divine law. This is why we going over this in Sunday school. The prophet said out of Sunday school comes the guidance of the nation. Islam, if y'all want to screen share with me, y'all on the Instagram, we on Facebook and YouTube at Faithful Member. And we're going to go into this Quran. We're going to finish reading this Quran. Then we're going to go into some heavy laws about this banking system and some truth that I want to bring to the table. Islam, if y'all haven't got my last class, go to consciouscollege.org and get my latest class. Man, y'all will not be disappointed. I'm telling you. All my master classes come with templates, 2-hour to 3-hour videos. Islam. And I got new music coming out on Facebook. On YouTube. We dropping music. We got a new book out, Challenge Jurisdiction, the Handbook. We dropping the podcast, Cracking the Code. Grand Sheik is Grand Sheiking out here. Islam. Let's continue reading. I'm going to scroll down. Insufficient as thou art to the maintenance of justice, how thou art arrive at the knowledge of truth. How shalt thou ascend to the footstep of her throne? As the owl is blinded by the radiance of the sun, so shall the brightness of her countenance dazzle thee in thy approaches. If thou wouldest mount unto her throne, first bow thyself at her footstool. If thou wouldest arrive at the knowledge of her, first inform thyself of thy own ignorance. Okay? So when we talking about knowledge, you can look at it as a woman. You can look at it as a woman because the knowledge itself is like trying to pursue a woman. If you know what I'm talking about, if you're a man, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's like pursuing a woman. This is how you got to pursue the knowledge. You got to pursue knowledge like it's a woman. You feel me? But first, before you pursue the knowledge, you got to inform yourself of your own ignorance. You got to first of all say, listen, I don't know it all. It's much wisdom and schools of thought that I need to learn from. So I need to soak on as much wisdom that I can get. And that's how you're going to get knowledge, because nobody can pour into a full cup. How can I pour into a full cup? It's impossible. Islam. Let's continue reading. It says, more worth is she than pearls. Let me read that again. More worth is she than pearls. Therefore, seek her carefully. The emerald and the sapphire and the ruby are as dirt beneath her feet. Therefore, pursue her manfully. The way to her is labor. Attention is the pilot that must conduct thee into her port. Be weary not on the way, for when art arrived at her, the toil shall be to thee for pleasure. Islam, say not unto thyself, behold, truth breedeth hatred, and I will avoid it. Dissimulation raiseth friends, and I will follow it. Are not the enemies made by truth better than the friends obtained by flattery? Whoo, that's a hell of a question. I love that question it posed because it goes into the mental. Islam, it says, are not enemies made by truth better than the friends obtained by flattery? Now, that's some true wisdom because I done lived the life of fake friends and real friends. You understand what I'm saying? And I know the real friends are the ones that you can tell the truth to and be yourself with. The ones that you gotta not be yourself and flatter them and stroke their ego all the time, and you can never correct them and hold them accountable, them ain't true friends. So the truth gonna breed enemies. So you can know an honest person, a truthful person, because they don't got a whole lot of friends. Because there's not a whole lot of real people out here. We live in a society of fake people right now. We live in a society of fake people. We're not living in a society of the real. Islam, let's talk about it, Grand Sheik. I'm going to continue reading. If y'all want a screen share, come to Facebook and YouTube. We screen sharing over here, Islam. Let me see. Let me check my comments. We got, what's up, Malachi Earl? Dennis Anthony, Islam, Sanu Bay, Islam. Islam to the Moors out there. Okay. Facebook land, I see y'all. Let's continue reading, Grand Sheik. And we're going to close it out with these last, and then we're going to go into the rest of the lesson. And I appreciate y'all for sticking around. I'm going to drop a password at the end of this course. I'm going to drop the password to 75% off. 75% off Conscious College. Just for y'all Sunday school members, you get 75% off at Conscious College if you stick to the very end of this live. All right? That's love. Appreciation. Also, we just hit 20K on Instagram. That's why I'm going live on Instagram, because I appreciate y'all, Instagram. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, Facebook, YouTube, all my followers, students, subscribers, friends, family, everybody who just collectively putting their energy collectively towards this movement, this challenge jurisdiction movement. I appreciate y'all for facts, big facts. You feel me? Let's get to it, huh? All right. Verse 19 says this. This is the Holy Instruction, chapter 43, Insufficiency of Knowledge. 19 says this. Naturally, doeth man desire the truth, yet when it is before him, he will not apprehend it. And if it is forced itself upon him, he is not offended at it. The fault is not in truth, for that is amenable. But the weakness of man beareth not his splendor. Islam, let's just put a pin right there, because that's just so true. That you got to understand, when everybody desire truth, but when they get it, they don't apprehend it. The truth be right in their hands, and they don't want to study. We got the Conscious College right here, and people don't want to jump in. It's love. You see what I'm saying? We got people in your family that you might be the truth and the light, and they don't want to hear that. So you can't force yourself upon it, because truth doesn't force itself upon people. You have to seek to find the truth. It says when you seek, you shall find. So this is only for the seekers of the light. This is not for the ones that want to stay asleep. You got to let them stay asleep. I always give people this analogy. I say this. Have you ever been in a good sleep and somebody woke you up and you needed that rest? Man, you'd be upset. You'd be upset. But if somebody was in a nightmare, when you in a nightmare, you wake up quick. See, a lot of y'all have lived through a nightmare. You've been through something in life. And that's what makes you wake up. A lot of people just haven't been through enough in life to make them wake up. A lot of people just still sleep because they're comfortable. See, the trick to a mastermind is to never get comfortable. See, you can never be comfortable as a mastermind. You have to always know that to be too content and comfortable makes you lazy. So you always got to be working hard. You always got to be studying and learning. A lot of people went through college, went through school, they got them a good career and they stopped studying. They stopped learning. So a lot of people went to the streets. They stopped studying, stopped learning because whatever their reason is, but at the end of the day, everybody has to keep studying. You have to keep learning. You see what I'm saying? Islam, Slum God Morocco, I see you out there. Islam to you. Islam to Black Butterfly Tattoos. I see you put a Black Butterfly Tattoos, put a Bible scripture up there. He say Matthew 10:14 reads, and whosoever shall not receive you, not hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Come on now, let's talk about it. Turn me up now, just for the ones that's spiritual. Islam, just for the ones that's spiritual out here. Just for the ones that's on a spiritual journey. That's trying to ascend. Islam, we trying to ascend, but everybody can't ascend. Sometimes you got to understand you can't walk down with the earthlings. You can't walk with the roaches. You can't walk with the lower vibrational. Islam. So sometimes when they're not trying to hear what you're trying to say, sometimes you got to dust off your feet and forget you got wings. You an angel. Why you not flying with the eagles, Islam? Why you not flying with the eagles? You trying to walk with the roaches, huh? See, that's what I love the Circle 7 Quran and this more science because it returns you back to a God and goddess that you come from. It restores you back to your heritage. See, when we talk about reclaiming our sovereignty, it don't stop or begin with the laws. It starts with the foundation of divine law. See, if you ain't got the divine law as your foundation to know that you putting in the same work that Yahshua put in. You putting in the work of Yahshua. If you don't understand how the Holy Bible and the Circle 7 Quran is about you overcoming your lower self, which is your devil, because it's only you versus you in this world for real. See, the European government, they can only do what we allow them to do. Once we learn how to challenge jurisdiction, then they cannot have power over us. They only got power over us because we submit to their jurisdiction. Don't you submit an application? Every time you submit an application, you submit to their jurisdiction. Islam, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Black Butterfly Tattoos say sovereignty starts with the spirit. Islam. Because you have to have the spirit of the law in you. You got to have that spirit of the law. Everybody ain't got the spirit of the law with. See, when you try to force people to learn this information, man, you're going to see them. You're going to see their insufficiency. You're going to see their inconstancy, their instability. I don't force nobody to study. Islam, you don't want to crack open no book. If you don't want to crack open no book, that's on you. Because I'm on my journey. See, Allah got a lessons for everybody. And you're going to have to learn your lessons. Just like I had to learn my lessons. Islam. And if you don't want to crack open the book, that's on you, Mo. That's on you. Because when I lay down in that casket, when I have to transcend to the next life and ascend back to Allah, I got to do that alone. I can't get in the casket with nobody else. I got to get in the casket alone. Islam, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Grand Sheik. Let's continue reading. Verse 21 says, wouldst thou see thine insufficient more plainly? View at thy devotions. To what end was religion instituted? But to teach thee thine infirmities, to remind thee of thy weakness, to show thee that from heaven alone art thou to hope for good. Verse 22. Do it not remind thee that thou art dust? Do it not tell thee that thou art ashes? And behold, repentance, is it not frailty? When thou givest an oath, when thou swearest, thou wilt not deceive. Behold, it spreadeth shame upon thy face, and upon the face of him that receiveth it. Learn to be just. Learn to be just. Learn to be just. And repentance may be forgotten. Learn to be honest. And oaths are unnecessary. 24. The shorter follies are, the better. Say not therefore to thyself, I will not play the fool by halves. He that heareth his own faults with patience shall reprove another with boldness. He that giveth a denial with reason shall suffer a repost with moderation. If thou art suspected, answer with freedom. Whom shall suspicion affright except the guilty? Who? That's a question you got to ask yourself. When you are suspected, answer with freedom. Why should you be afraid of suspicion? Except if you guilty. You ever ask somebody something and they get mad at you because they guilty and they trying to play on your conscience? You ever been through that for real, for real? Then you understand what the Circle 7 could run. And not to say that people get offended at questions all the time. It's not to say that, but you should learn to answer with freedom. See, these are the lessons we need to learn. I had to learn this. I had to learn to stop being irritated with people when they ask me questions, especially when I'm teaching this Quran or I'm teaching these laws. Sometimes the information get redundant. You get tired of repeating yourself. And that's my pet peeve, is repeating myself. But I learned that from the Circle 7 Quran that you have to enforce the hammer. You have to use your carpenter tools to build. And one of your carpenter tools, the main tool to build anything, is a hammer. And the hammer is symbolic for how we have to go over the information over and over and over and over. Islam, that's the carpenter tools. Let me continue reading. Verse 28 says, the tender of heart is turned from his purpose by supplications. The proud is rendered more obstinate by entreaty. The sense of thine insufficiency commandeth thee to hear. But to be just, thou must hear without thy passions. And that's the insufficient, and that's the main thing that's stopping a lot of people from learning. It's you cannot hear without your emotions. You can't hear somebody telling you right from wrong without your emotions coming into play. See, your ears are tied to your emotions, and that's why you can't learn. To be just, to be a just person, to have justice, to be truthful, you got to remove the emotion when you listening to people, because you might learn something. You might learn something. Islam. So let me screen share. If y'all ain't on the screen share, y'all better get over here to the screen share on Facebook and YouTube immediately, because it's finna go down. I'm finna drop the bomb now. we're going to go into 25. And if you was on my Facebook and Instagram, you seen this. I dropped this law, 25 USC 1328. Islam. Y'all better go over here and immediately and look up this law. I'm gonna drop it with this right here. Islam. Let me get some water because we going in. We finna go in. I ain't gonna lie. That was just a warm up because we gotta build from divine law. If we're not building from divine law, what we doing? This is the divine movement. This is divine movement. This ain't no scam. This ain't no little lick. You feel me? This is divine movement. And it starts with your divinity. Let's read this. 25 United States Code, subsection 1323. The retrocession of jurisdiction by a state. Islam. This is what I'm talking about when we understand government, when we understand nationality is the allegiance to a nation or a government. Islam, nationality is the allegiance to a state. A state is another word for a government. The definition of state is not territory or of a land. The state governs a territory. So the state of Texas, the state of Mississippi, state of Florida, state of Illinois, California, state of New York, all these states are governments and they are not the landmass. The United States is a federal corporation. The land is North America. The continent is Americas, anciently known as Morocco. The jurisdiction is Morocco of the empire. But it's been hypothecated. Our sovereignty has been hypothecated by the European nations of Europe. Because we strayed after gods we knew nothing of, so they took our nationality. When they stripped us of nationality, they stripped us of our jurisdiction to govern ourselves. The right to self-government has been stripped from the indigenous people of the land. This is why we must proclaim the nationality to correct the status. If y'all can see my screen, drop a 1. Drop a 1. If y'all can see my screen, drop a 1 of some type of emoji. Let me know y'all can see my screen. We in 25 United States Code 1323, retrocession of jurisdiction by state. This is very important code. I just ran upon this. Islam, I just ran upon this. And it was divine. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. When you're in alignment of Allah, a lot of things just happen. You just get downloads. Piece of skull. Yes, that's correct code. 25 USC 1323. When you're in alignment with Allah, you get downloads. Some of y'all don't meditate enough. Some of them be real with you. You got all this pain in you. You got all this anxiety in you, and you don't understand the science of breath. The holy breath is the truth. And when you understand how to channel the breath, Islam, you can breathe out your pain. You can start to get downloads. So praise Allah for that. Now, what I'm reading is this. 25 USC 1323 said a retrocession of jurisdiction, and I'm going to read it. It says, A, acceptance by United States. The United States is authorized to accept a retrocession by any state. It says by any state. It didn't say by the state of New York, state of California, state of Florida, state of Illinois. It says by any state, Islam. Now, a state is another word for a trust, because all governments are a trust. That's why the government are public trustees. Let's talk about it, Grand Sheik. You better not turn me up today, because I get turned up. I'm ready. Now I'm going to continue reading. It says, in any measure of the criminal or civil jurisdiction, or both, acquired by such state, pursuant to the provisions of Section 1162 of Title 18, Section 1360 of Title 28, or Section 7 of the Act of August 15, 1953. Islam. So let's go back over this. The United States has to accept the retrocession of any state, all in any measure of their criminal and civil jurisdiction acquired by such state. It's love. It's love, mister. Praise Allah. Boy, I get blessings on blessings. So what does the word retrocession mean? Let's look that term up in the Black's Law Dictionary, and also we're gonna look it up. We're gonna look that up in Black's Law Dictionary, and we're gonna look it up on the Wikipedia. Let me screen share this. If y'all see my screen share, drop a 1. Because sometimes when I'm switching the screen shares, y'all can't see it. So let me know if y'all can see them screen shares. Drop a 100, something like that in the chat. All right. Now, retrocession, the definition of retrocession means the act of ceding territory back to a country or government. So, what does ceding mean? Ceding means to give up power or territory. So this code is important because it says that they have to retrocession, they have to honor the retrocession of any government. So I'm flipping back and forth. So that's why I hope y'all see the screen, because I'm making the point right here that they have to accept the retrocession by any state. So what does that mean, Grand Sheik? That means all we have to do is do what we need to do. We need to do what we need to do. We need to organize an organization to reclaim our sovereignty. I've been trying to do this for the last 4 years with some faithful members. I can't do it alone. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it real with you if I can. I'm not a professional at setting up governments, more. I'm not a professional at it. But I have studied well in it to understand certain concepts when it comes to government. And what it takes is unity. It takes unity. And without unity, us putting our corporations together. Say if you got a corporation, I got a corporation, we need to put our corporations together. Say if you got a nation, I got a nation, we need to put these nations together. And we need to devise a constitution. This is what Noble Drew Ali taught us how to do. He brought us a divine constitution and bylaws. All we need to learn how to do is imitate the prophet. If I can, let's read that constitution. Let's read Act 6 of the Constitution. The prophet said, Act 6, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names was given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era in time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. This is the Constitution. This is instructions to all indigenous sovereign people who come from the ancient ones, who was known as the Moabite and Canaanite nations, the first governments on the land. And the prophet put the Constitution so divinely prepared together to include all those who call themselves Negro, colored, and black people and Ethiopians. He said those were just slave names. So when we call ourselves U.S. citizens, and then on our birth certificates got us as Negro and black and colored, what are they saying? They still saying we are modern day slaves because we have no government and constitution. We have took no claim to be an indigenous nation. We saying we indigenous, but we doing it as individuals. We haven't came together on a government with a constitution and said this is the indigenous government for the land of North America. This is the sovereign government for the land of North America right here. That's what the prophet came and did. That's what's so special about what he did. Because he came and made a public claim, not as an individual, not as just one person, but he said, look here, we have a government. And we are the indigenous people of the land. See, that's powerful. Y'all don't understand what that really means. Y'all just want a few dollars, man. Y'all just want a few dollars. Y'all don't even understand that you the real sovereign to this land. You don't understand that this whole game is built off your back and your energy. Your insufficiency of knowledge, your lack of knowledge is the reason why they can govern over us. Now, I'm going to close us out with this last point I'm going to make. And it's the big one right here. And I appreciate y'all standing by. I'm going to give y'all the password as well. Joe Tay say Negro Act of 1740 started in 1779. Come on, Joe Tay. Let's talk about it, Mo. Nobody knows about that. You don't know about the Negro Act of 1740 that started in 1779 and put us in slavery. That's what the prophet said, that slavery started in 1779. He was referring to the Negro Act of 1740. Come on, now I got some real listeners in here today. I'm talking about some real ones. Y'all, I can tell you study, Joe Tay. Because a lot of people don't know about the Negro Act 1740. All right, so let me give y'all the password. I'm gonna give y'all the password for sticking to this live. I'm gonna give y'all 75% off the Conscious College, as promised. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna just tell it to y'all. The password for 75% off at the Conscious College for a limited time only now. The password is Holy Day, all caps. Holy Day. All caps, 2 words, not 1 word, 2 words. Holy Day. And I'm going to see y'all on a holy day, Freedom Friday. Friday is our holy day. And we're going to have Freedom Friday. We're going to have a class this Friday, and we're going to cover some credit. We're going to talk about how the finances have to be understood so we can come out of financial slavery. A lot of y'all don't understand that when you open up a bank account, you have a share in the bank. Let's talk about it, Grand Sheik. We're going to go into United States Code 12, United States Code subsection 1752. I'm going to read that again. 12 United States Code subsection 1752. Islamism. Thank you. We're going to read number 5. It says the terms member account in account means a share certificate, share draft account of a member of a credit union of a type approved by the board which evidences money or is equivalent received or held by a credit union in the usual course of business, and for which it has given and is obligated to give credit to the account of the member. So when you open up a account with the credit union, did you know that you actually own a share of the company? A share means you actually own a portion of the company. You have a percentage. So that means you're supposed to receive dividends from the profits that the company makes. You didn't know that that account was actually put on the market. That account has been securitized and traded, and they owe you money. And when they send you a bill, that's really the money they owe you. That's why, if you got an account, why you think they send you account statements? When you get account statements, it has the coupon on the bottom of it. We have to learn how to securitize our bank statements. Your bank statement is a coupon because they securitize your account. And you are owed a portion of the profits. So we got to learn how to take over the accounts and make claims to these credit unions and national banks and local banks for our share. Islam. So this Friday, tap in with me. We're going to go over that, how to take over your accounts, how to claim your shares in your bank accounts. Islam. And also tomorrow, I'm going to be dropping the first episode of the newly recorded podcast, Cracking the Code. Because we got to crack the code to a lot of things out here. We got codes to crack, the United States Code. We got movies. We got codes in movies. Y'all don't understand. The truth has been put in your face. I'm going to give y'all some key movies in the podcast where you can educate yourself and show people that they've been telling us about the banking system. You can start with the Wizard of Oz. You can start with the Wizard of Oz and break that down. The Wizard of Oz, the Scarecrow is really the straw man. The Scarecrow is the straw man. The yellow brick road is the silver and gold coins. The OZ, the Wizard of Oz, is OZ how they measure silver and gold coins. The Wizard is the Grand Wizard. The Grand Wizard is the Ku Klux Klan. Come on, now I'm going to break this down. Cracking the code, we dropping it tomorrow. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me to the end of this live This Sunday school, I'm becoming like this every Sunday. All right? Now, wind this back. Go to the YouTube if you want to see this replay. It's going to be on the YouTube and the Facebook at Faithful Member. Visit the Conscious College. Get the 75% off. You know what I'm saying? I dropped the password for the 75% off. Let's talk about it. You understand? Grand Sheik, I'm signing out. Peace and love, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I love y'all. Peace and love.